In this presser, President Trump attacked a female reporter, then called her young and beautiful in the same breath. In the Oval Office, in front of the cameras, in front of press. First of all, take a look at this clip, guys, what President Trump just said.
And will believe it because they knew what was going on. They're crooked as hell. CNN's a very corrupt organization, but with a corrupt reporter standing right there. Never smiles. You never see a young, beautiful woman, never smiles. I never see a smile off her face. I see her standing there with hatred in her eyes. Like she has hatred because we have borders, because we have a strong military, because we cut our taxes, because we do things that everybody wanted. And then we win our election in a massive landslide. We win 87% of the counties in this country. Nobody's ever heard of a thing like that. And that's because we're doing the right job. And we took a detour down to Iran because we can't let Iran have a nuclear weapon under any circumstances. We can't let that happen. So the reporters should be happy. They shouldn't be unhappy. They should be very happy. Because you know what we're doing? We're saving our country.
Yeah. Just to clarify on what you said, excuse me, Mr. President, just to clarify on what you were asked earlier, is the $1.8 billion DOJ fund dead or is it on hold?
It's, I'd have to ask the lawyers, I don't know. I know one thing, the weaponization, are you talking about the weaponization fund?
Yeah, what's your decision?
The weaponization fund, as far as I'm concerned, was a beautiful thing. It was something I didn't make it, but I heard that, I thought that was the greatest thing because people like you have abused our people so badly. The fake news like CNN, like the New York Times and like others have abused our people. Wait a minute, be quiet. Have abused our people so badly, and you should be ashamed of yourself. You used to be a conservative. She was a conservative from Alabama, can you believe it? But CNN, in particular, CNN does such false reporting. But now they have new ownership, so maybe it'll straighten it out. I doubt it, but it's hard to straighten garbage out. But CNN has abused, and others have abused so badly.
Was he like hitting on her for a little bit? What a beautiful woman, so beautiful, and I'm gonna make everyone uncomfortable by
What a beautiful woman. She should support me.
talking about that. Nobody wants to hear me call you beautiful, but gonna do it anyways. It's just so gross and blah, and like the jump to be like quiet. This is a press gaggle. Like they ask you questions. Are you not familiar with this concept by this point? But it is because Donald Trump doesn't have answers. In fact, we're gonna hear him speak more, or try to speak more, on Iran as well as the slush fund, and not be able to, because he doesn't have answers, which is why I think when Donald Trump was confronted about the continuation of his war, how little control he has over it, and recent strikes on Kuwait, why Donald Trump's audio was mysteriously cutting out.
Mr. President, given Iran's attacks on Kuwait, this latest attack on Kuwait, is the ceasefire with Iran still on?
Well, you know, there's a reason for everything. And we hit them pretty hard the night before, and actually last night. And when it was explained to me, I said, all right, so we'll do that. But we've been hitting them pretty hard, a little bit.
Okay, now watch this carefully. The moment he starts answering a direct question about Iran and the ceasefire, the audio goes in and out. Not during the pull comparison, not during the Collins attack. Specifically here, that's the detail that's hard to explain.
So
you know,
there is a reason for
look at this carefully.
certain things, and there's usually a reason that they were slightly provoked because we took a strong action for a different reason. The negotiation itself has gone very well, actually. Very well.
Mr. President, yesterday.
I mean, if it happens, I mean, it might not happen, who knows? But if it happens, it could happen like over the weekend.
Doesn't that seem just a little bit suspicious to anyone? That the audio is a little...
Yeah, that's more suspicious. Even there was not cutting the audio, it just goes for 5 to 10 seconds.
Cut
there
in
was
and out,
silent,
in and
totally
out.
silent.
It's just like not it's not really there. You don't want Donald Trump to be giving full answers on Iran right now. U.S. officials have told Iranian officials, and they have relayed this to the media, that they are being instructed not to believe or take into account anything that Donald Trump posts or says about his war on Iran, that it is all just gobbledygook and you shouldn't pay attention to it because he is a madman spewing bullshit like a madman. And so do not pay attention to him. That is how bad things have gotten. So that's how bad things have gotten for Donald Trump and his war. So it wouldn't be a surprise to me if audio is being cut out on purpose because Donald Trump looks and sounds like a madman. Do you see the swelling around his eyes, how bruised his hand is? We really just have to believe that every time Donald Trump is kept out of the limelight
his eyes were swollen,
for
clearly
a long period of time, it's because he's ill. And he is ill. That's what he is. He's sick. And he made that.
That's why he was disappeared for almost 6 to 7 days, for a week, Now he just came and again
very
started
clear
the
when he
same
was
things.
unable to really answer this question right here.
First one is, are you concerned at all that the IRGC could sabotage any potential deal? And then the second one is, you have a birthday coming up. I won't say which number, but it's a big birthday. So you're going to blow out a candle. You're going to blow out some candles on a cake, hopefully. What are your wishes that you'd like to see accomplished for the next year for the United States and your presidency?
Well, I'll go in your order. Anything can happen, when you're dealing with Iran, but when you're dealing with other countries. But that's a very volatile part of the world, probably the most volatile part of the world. The people are volatile, the leadership, you see what's going on. We've gone through 3 teams of leadership. It's been we're military. There's never been a military like what we have. We could go another 2-3 weeks and just wipe everybody out. I'd rather not do that. Very easy to do. They're ready to do it. They want to do it. They want to do it. But if we can get something down in writing which will accomplish the same thing without killing everybody, I'd like to do that. Most of my people, I think, would like to do that. Some people wouldn't, but most of them would. But we had to take a detour as far as wishes for, and I'm very proud of that detour, By the way, just to finish off on that, we had the strongest stock market in history, and I said we have no choice, we have to do it. I knew it would affect it, but I was very happily surprised when I saw that today we hit another stock market high. I mean, we have the highest stock market in history with
highest stock market in the history. That's strange. He's saying in another interview yesterday, he said, gas prices are not up. It's easy to buy gasoline, There's no any inflation. The inflation was high during Biden era. He's still blaming Biden for everything. Trump, in this video, in this interview, in this presser, Trump attacked a reporter and called her beautiful in the same sentence. That's strange. His audio cut out specifically when Iran question started, and not before, not after. His own officials are reportedly telling Iranian negotiators to ignore his public statements because they don't reflect any real policy. So that means whatever President Trump says to the American people, it doesn't matter. That's not a real policy. Okay, when he asked about birthday wishes, he described wiping everyone out in 2 to 3 weeks as the option he's choosing not to take for now. And a week of no public appearance just came with swollen eyes, bruised hands, and slurred answers. What's your opinion about this presser? Do you agree whatever President Trump just said? Let me know in the comment section, guys. And please consider subscribing if you're new to this channel. It actually helps me a lot when you click on the red subscribe button. It's very important. Please click on the red subscribe button.